Third coffee of the day. Yeah,
Third coffee. The third one's always just the worst. Don't know
the
why I'm
one that
doing it.
makes you go a bit. Oh, maybe I should
Yeah,
do
I know. It's like, oh God, I'm not going to sleep tonight. Jitters all day.
How you doing, Jamie? How's it going?
I'm good. I'm really good. I've got a little bit of a cold from plain air conditioning, but apart from that,
Oh yeah,
I'm powering through. You know,
powering through. Yeah, are you in the US or in the UK right now?
I'm in the UK. I'm in London.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice, nice.
yeah.
The sun's out. The sun's out for a
The
change.
sun's out, shining. My God, it's so
Makes
nice.
a change.
Yeah, God. Are you in
uh,
London?
I'm in North London. Yeah,
Right, right, right. Okay, cool.
yeah. Sun's out. It's a lovely day. It's a lovely day,
It's
and
gorgeous.
I'm talking to you guys as well. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah. It's
yeah,
nice.
good. Congrats on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I watched the first episode this morning. Really enjoyed it.
Which
It's
I'm
really good.
not, which I'm not in, which is lovely because we did a screening the other day, and I can fully relax knowing that no one is going to look at me afterwards and go, "Fucking hell, this
Well,
guy."
it's a good thing I watched it. I don't want to be one of those people that's like, congrats on episode one, you were really good. And you'd be like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, no, yeah, yeah. We haven't seen it.
so just tell me the kind of genesis for you. How did this one come about, and how was the process of you getting involved in this one?
It was a really long process actually. It was kind of deep into lockdown, and I think it was one of the first kind of self tapes that I got during COVID basically, and we were in the big lockdown, and I was kind of feeling like the world's never going to start again. So I did it, put the work in, but never really thought anything of it. And then after that, it was kind of about 6 or 7 months of waiting, and I knew that they wanted me to read with Alicia, and it was waiting for that to happen. And then I did that, and everyone wasn't sure, so I had to wait again, and then went in and read with Alicia again, and thankfully they gave him the job, which I was so pleased about.
Yeah, fantastic. And what drew you to Dudley? Because I mean, the same with all of these stories about Queen Elizabeth in that period. We've seen lots of stories, but there's so much rich history and bits that we
Yes.
don't know about that it's always nice
Uh-huh.
to have something that's a little bit different for a change.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that was it. I think it feels like a period of her life that hasn't been explored
Mm.
before, and him as well, obviously. So it's kind of that, and over the course of the series, it feels like him kind of figuring out who he is and the world that he is a part of, going from kind of a boy to a man, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, it's one of those. I mean, the Stars show, lots of shows actually now are so kind of engrossing in the sense that you kind of get put in that period. It doesn't take long for you to kind of be immersed in that period. What's it like for you guys, kind of stepping onto the set and almost stepping back in time in some ways, particularly when you're
Yeah,
stepping out at that time you were doing it when the pandemic's kind of going on outside you?
yeah, of course. Yeah, my God, and it really did feel kind of scary in that sense. There was so much riding on us all kind of sticking to the rules, and as some of us did, but in order to keep the show going. And I think we only had a couple of cases throughout the whole 7 months shooting, so everyone really put in a shift. But in terms of the world, like, I think some period dramas you work on, and you can kind of feel the glitz of it all. This wasn't that. All of the, especially the first 3 episodes, all of them are lit with candles or open fires. There wasn't a light in sight, and that really kind of helped in terms of the world. And it was never us in a studio with one big wall missing, so you can see all everyone eating their lunch. It was all very kind of all encompassing, and the production design was just unbelievable. So it was very easy to feel like you were part of this really kind of dark, claustrophobic world.
Yeah, and I mean, there's this wonderful ensemble, as with lots of these shows. There's so many
Oh
wonderful
my God, yeah, yeah.
This one in particular, I mean, it's got a fantastic. Stars seem to have this great thing of casting people and have a great mix of veteran actors, seasoned actors, and then young actors up and coming, and everything else. That must be great to go to work every day, to be with so many different people and have so many different kind of energies.
Oh my God, yeah. Like John Heffernan and Leo Bill, Jamie Parker, Romola, Jessica Raine. Like, it was just unbelievable. And I think that it's very rare that you have a job that, I'm sure a lot of people say this, but you have a job that everyone really adds to the people that are part of it really add to the experience. And I think that coupled with the 2 years that we've had, it was just a really lovely atmosphere, and people were really excited to be at work again, and it really just created a wicked working environment, and being around so many people that I just love and admire.
Yeah. And how did this role kind of test you as an actor? Obviously, I know you've done a few American films and you've done some TV and everything else. How did playing this role kind of test you in ways that maybe you hadn't been tested before?
I think it was trying to, one, just getting back after the 2 years, kind of 2 years out, was quite daunting and scary, and there's still parts of it that I am scared of, just because of time not doing it, you know. But I think, you know, that was a huge test in and of itself. But also, you know, parts of the story kind of almost kind of mirrored my own life, you know, in little elements. And you try and draw on these things when you work on stuff. But parts of this really kind of rang true to me. So it was kind of letting that happen, but not in a crazy way, but just trying to test myself in that sense. Was really interesting.
Yeah. And let me ask you about working with Alicia, because she's got such a big fan base already for someone so young, and we've seen her in Fury. She made a big impact in Fury in 1 or 2 seasons, and a few other things. Can you see why people are drawn to her already, even though she's I think she's like 28 or something? It's
completely, man. She's just like, she's just got this presence, you know. It's hard to describe. Some people have just got that thing, right? And she just has it. And I think when you're leading actor, she just sets such a brilliant example of work ethic, and you know, it would be very easy for her to complain. You know, she was away from home and working every hour that God sends under big pressure during COVID, and she really just didn't complain about a thing. And I think that it really, you know, sent a wave throughout the rest of the cast. It really set an example for all of us. You know, watching her do her work and work so hard was really inspiring for all of us.
Yeah. And there's a final question. There's so much content out there. It's so hard, even in my job and your job and everybody, you know, in the world, to just keep up with everything. So what would you say to people if they are toying with maybe giving your show a go? What would you say to them that they can expect, and why they should give it a go?
I would say that if you don't like period dramas, that doesn't mean it's not for you. And I think that Anya is very clear about that. She didn't want to write a period drama that you know, she wanted to write a story about that time that wasn't necessarily a period drama as we know it. And I think that if you're just interested in you know, some of my castmates who just put in some really stonking performances, then give it a go. Give it a go, about a period of history that maybe we haven't looked at before.
Yes, totally should. I'm going to continue watching it. I look forward to watching.
Yeah.
I'm one of that. I don't like to binge. I like to take. I'm kind of old school. I like one a week. Yes. I quite like that.
And that's what we've got. We've got the one a week, which I think is a nice way to do it. I enjoyed that too.
That's good. Yeah, Jamie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Scott. Really nice to meet you, mate.
Hope you feel better soon.
Thank you so much, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey